Good morning, I'm Ben Nye and we're at IMATS Sydney 2013 and it's my pleasure to introduce to you Eliza Campagna, who's our makeup artist for our main stage presentation. Our model is Zoe and she is going to be our 60s go-go glam girl.
So I've started by, just close for me, I first put a matte base over the eyelid and I powdered it off with the Bella clear powder, and that gave me a really nice base to start with. And then I used the new Lumiére cream palette and I just set that by the Apricot by setting it with the Apricot Lumiére powder on top of that. Just intensifies that color a little bit. Then in the socket I just used a nice taupe brown, and I've done that really softly because I'm going to come over and intensify that a little bit later. And I've just lined the top line, the top eyeline, with the Electric Blue Cake Liner, and I used Luxe to mix in with that so that it's a nice strong seal on top of that. I'm going to line on the underside of the lash line using one of these neutralizer pens, and it's a neutralizer and a highlight because I want to brighten all this area under here. So I just go straight on with my pen, and then I'm just going to use a soft brush, just look up again for me, just to fade that off on the edges there. And that just gives me a nice smooth line. The next product I'm going to use is I'm going back to a cake liner with my Luxe, and I'm spritzing that straight into the container and I work it up to a nice paste. And I'm actually going to use this on the inner rim of the eye. So you don't want it to be too watery, because then it doesn't have a nice opaque consistency, which is what I'm after. I like to place a pad on the face because I don't like to lean on somebody's face. And I'm just painting that on the inner rim. And I'm getting it on those bottom lashes there. Also, just on her lash line, I'm going from underneath, making sure I'm blotting out any sort of black natural line that's there. What I will be using is a fan brush to just brush through those lashes so that they don't go dry into clumps, because I don't really want clumpy lashes. See how that just changes the shape of the eye? That's what we're after, because we want to extend and make the eye look bigger in this particular makeup. So the next product I'm going to use on the bottom of the eye, I've done the two cake liners, and I'm going to use a black, it's a soft eye definer. It's like a gel. It's like a cream. There you go. It's like a cream. It's not an eye gel. I think Dana has assured me it's not like a gel liner. It's different. You can set it with, it gives you a longer working time. You can set it with powder. Make sure you do set it because it will move if you don't set it. And it just gives me a little bit more working time underneath, and I can smudge it a little bit, whereas a cake liner, it goes hard, and if you try to smudge it, it will flake off. So I've got my cream, scrape a little bit of that out. So what I've done is just a really fine line, and you can see with this tip, that tip is, and see how fine I can get those lines. We love that. Next, I'm going to apply some lashes. I'm going to use a clear glue for the bottom and a clear glue for the top because I want the colors to show through. So this is a bottom lash, and I'm going to put it on the black line, not on the white line. And that white glue will dry clear. And see how now we've got a double layer of lash on the bottom because we've got the white lash showing off the black lash. Once that's dry, I'm going to go in and I'm going to put blue tips on it, and that will sort of pick up the electric blue of the liner that's on top of the eye. Now I don't want to close the eye off, so what I'm actually doing is on the outer corner, I'm going to slightly like follow the eyeliner instead of her real lash line. And what that will do is that will open up the eye. And then I can go back in and tidy that up with some more electric blue. Now while she has her eye closed, I'm going to go back into the top of the eye area again. I have a brush up here somewhere. Okay, and I'm going to go in with a violet, one of these in the violet creams that comes in a palette. And these are, highlights and contours. And the great thing about these cases is instead of the mirror, they have a little mixing palette on top. And I believe that's a new thing. So I'm going to grab a little bit of color. Now the reason why I put the brown on first is because that will intensify this violet that I'm now blending in. And sometimes I find when you do it the other way, it can, the powder can tend to stick to the creams. And see how by lifting that corner up, we're not closing the eye? And just close again. Now I'm going to go back on top and just reinforce that top eye line. And see how we've got that little hint of blue showing through the lashes now? And if you just look up for me, I'm just, I'm using the mascara for this. Nice blue mascara. It's got amazing pigment in it. And I've just gotten a synthetic brush and I'm just painting it on the very tips of these false lashes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to color her lash. So I've done the tips of the bottom lash in blue. mixing up a blush color. So this is out of the cream contour series. I'm using the Ultra Bright, just close for me. Just on the brow line. See, that's got a nice sparkle to it. Then on top of the cheekbone here, I'm going to be using the Iced Gold. And I've just extended the brow using the Taupe pencil. And just using a mascara wand, I just brush that through to just soften the line. Sort of measure it from the nose out. Fade that off with my foundation brush. And then we're good to go. Okay, next.